The Amazing Spider-Man issue 26 sees Wilson Fisk head deep into the old City Hall subway station, where he retrieves a box he has waited a long time to get. The box, however, is empty, and its contents has been taken by Boomerang. Fisk becomes angry, vowing to make Fred Meyers suffer, and he will come for everyone the man loves. Freddy meanwhile is out partying with Peter, who still can't believe one of his deadliest foes is now not only his roommate, but even his friend. Peter knows Fred is trying to turn his life around, but he's still a pretty terrible roommate, but he's still a decent guy to hang out with. Fred continues telling stories to the women he's picking up in the club, but Peter reminds him that they need to go help Randy. Fred doesn't want to leave, but Peter reminds him what friends are supposed to do in these situations, so he relents, agreeing to leave with Peter. Outside, however, the bar has been surrounded by the police, who demand Boomerang come with them. They lower their weapons upon seeing Peter, however, thinking Fred has him as hostage, and Fisk doesn't want any trouble. The cops all stand down as Peter knows this is thanks to Fisk coming for Boomerang for something he did long ago. The cops soon leave as Peter notes that this isn't the first time Fisk's thugs have backed down when he's around, and he doesn't know why, but it can't be good. Peter tries to ask Fred what happened, but he just says that it's a secret you don't share with those you care for. Peter hopes that it wasn't anything illegal, but Fred says that his days as a villain are over, but he still has enemies. Elsewhere, Electro tries to fill out the paperwork the Syndicate gave her, burning it up out of frustration as Beetle arrives, saying she doesn't like the orientation material either since it's way too wishy-washy. She's happy all the forms weren't burnt since they need them for Electro's employment, but the woman isn't interested in working for them. Beetle, however, wants to offer her an ownership stake in their team-up and not just be an employee of the team. Walking with Beetle, Electro is told that she was seen as nothing more than a groupie to the men she aspired to be like, and none of them actually empowered her. Beetle says that organized crime has the worst male-female disparity in terms of hiring and advancement, since none of the gangs her father Tombstone ever fought had any women in them, and if they did, they were used as honeypots. That is, until now. The villain reveals that they are building an organization that empowers and respects the female villains, offering things like mentorship programs and guest speakers. They even have offers for villains who are mothers, with things like childcare. Beetle introduces the other female leaders, Lady Octopus, Scorpia, White Rabbit, and Trapster. The women all begin to talk with one another as Beetle tries to get them in order, asking Electro if she wants a spot on the team. Electro, however, says no, saying she isn't in this for a revolution, and while she's seen her fair share of crappy dudes getting the advantage, she just wants to make some money and raise some hell and get some payback on people who have wronged her. Beetle knew she would say that, telling Electro that their new target just came in, and both he and Electro have a history. Beetle shows her a hologram of Boomerang, instantly getting Electro to join the team in order to get some revenge on Fred Meyers. Peter and the costume Fred meanwhile are helping out at Feast as Randy arrives, and Peter knows that he's helping to rebuild Feast into what it was before Martin Lee turned into the supervillain Negative Man, but they can't continue until Aunt May sorts out the permits. Peter is amazed at his aunt's strength during all this, especially since, while also setting up the center, she is battling her own cancer diagnosis. Peter and Boomerang get to work, helping to paint the center so Randy can have the night off. As Randy leaves, the Syndicate scout the center, and Peter's spider sense is triggered as the building explodes, burying Peter and May in the rubble. Boomerang tries to find them in the smoke as he's confronted by Electro and the new Syndicate. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 26 tapped back into Spencer's time as the writer of Superior Foes of Spider-Man, as we got a fun and humorous story involving Syndicate and the Boomerang. The issue was full of heart and humor, and while the central plot of Kindred is kind of put on the back burner with only slight hints at it through the whole Fisk storyline here, I'm totally cool with it since Freddy has become such a great secondary character, and him getting some time to shine and a little bit more character development is really cool, and it's fun watching him try and be a friend to Peter and try and better himself and watch him try and reform himself into kind of a hero character. So I'm very much looking forward to him going up against the Syndicate in only the way Freddy Meyers knows how. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.